Hello, hello, Facebook. Welcome, Grand Rising to everyone here in the Wake Up Everybody community. I am Joi Rychelle, and today I'm going to drop in the conversation with you around harnessing your sacred feminine energy to support the divine masculine in yourself and, of course, in your relationships. So I'm just so honored to have you here. I'm an embodiment coach to male entrepreneurs. And again, we're talking about harnessing your sacred feminine energy to support the divine masculine in yourself and in each other. Hi, Marie, welcome. Hi, Stacy, welcome, Grand Rising. So honored to have you here. I see you the first two that plopped in that I can see. I'm Joi Rychelle. If you don't know me, I'm new to this community, but I'm so grateful to be here facilitating this conversation with you and dropping in, talking about harnessing your sacred feminine energies to support the divine masculine, first of all, within yourself and in relationships with others. So this is part one of a two-part series that we're going to be participating in together. Grand Rising, Brandon, welcome, welcome. So honored to have you here, especially since you're the first guy, I think, to show up today. So Adam, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation.
Peace and blessings.
Hello. Sorry. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome, 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 everyone. So happy to have the Wake Up Everyone family here in the building and Zoom and also in Facebook. If you're just popping in, I'm Joi Rychelle. I'm an embodiment coach to male entrepreneurs, and I love that you are joining the conversation. We're going to be talking about harnessing your sacred feminine energy to support the divine masculine, first of all, within yourself, but in relationship with others. Greeting, Luis. Welcome, welcome. I'm just so excited that everybody's here like so early. Just feel really, really, really happy, really excited to be here. Hello, Aaliyah. Hello, Laura. Oh, I see Marie's in the house. Zakia, Z. I heard someone call you Z the other day. That's my cousin's name. Hello, Jacqueline. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Teresa. If you're just popping in, I'm Joi Rychelle. Hey, Aaliyah. And we're going to be talking about harnessing your sacred and feminine energy to support the divine.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching. reaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
All right, welcome everyone. Once again, Grand Rising. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't know who I am by now, I'm Joi Rychelle. I'm an embodiment coach to male entrepreneurs. We're here talking about harnessing your sacred feminine energy to support the divine masculine within yourself and in your relationships, in relationship with each other. This is part one of the conversation. And I really would love to start having you engage right away. And so my question to you, you're welcome to raise your hand and speak, open your throat chakra this morning and answer with your voice or in the chat. My question to you is, what is your understanding on feminine and masculine energy? I want to support you. There's no right or wrong answer, but just see where we're at as a community with your understanding around these energies.
We have a hand raised.
Can we unmute Adam?
Okay. Good morning, Woo Nation. Good morning, Joy. I hope everyone is having a blessed morning. I want to say that the feminine energy is supposed to be more nurturing, more caring, more, healing, whereas the masculine energy, he's supposed to be the protector, the provider, and the what you could say, the break in the rock of the community or the globe, you could say. And I'm complete.
Thank you, King Adam, for
You're welcome.
For that beautiful understanding and definition to start us off.
And Jacqueline puts in the chat that we possess both and they complement one another. Together they bring balance.
Absolutely. I feel that Jacqueline and Adam were both just right on point with where I want to go. We're definitely on the same frequency. In my experience, I feel like a general population usually associate these two energies with gender. But I hear in this community that we have a more ascended understanding of it. And like Jacqueline said, we do both have these energies and we both actually need them. And in the school of yoga, they run on a certain channel system. That channel system is called nadis. So the feminine actually runs on the left side, closer to the heart, which Adam kind of like spoke to. It's more nurturing. It's more maternal, expansive, fluid, if you would. And the masculine one runs on the right side of the body, where it's definitely the protector, right? It can show up to take the lead and have us fuel our fire to drop into, create our vision and have it be manifested in tangible so we can see, taste, smell, and touch it. And the only thing I would like to add to both of those understandings is we can use it for the highest good of ourselves and in relationships with others. But when we're coming from a place of trauma and hurt and not releasing experiences that weren't great in our lifetime here, they can come from a wounded place. So that's why I like to use the words sacred, divine, and conscious interchangeably, which just means holy. Like we're using these energies from a place, from like spirit, from a holy place. and we're conscious around how we're using those within ourselves, versus when we are coming from using our feminine energy in a more from a wounded place. We can often like people please, especially I know there's a lot of women here, right? We can be really nice or say yes, and we're not a full body yes. We really want to say no, but we're people pleasing to validate or be liked, or maybe from some trauma. So, and in the masculine, when it's coming from a conscious place, like Adam said, it's more the protector, but it's leading from a place that is logical and connected with the mind, the heart, right? It's not afraid to have lead, but it's also not afraid to have people rise up with that masculine energy and rise people up into their divine masculine. It's not intimidated, versus coming from more of a wounded masculine where it can be more narcissistic, like wanting to control, manipulate, coming from a scarcity place. So I just want to know, drop it in the chat. You can drop a 1 if that makes sense to you, if I've bridged the gap and if that connects. And maybe notice if it's coming up for you today or this week where you have come into your masculine or feminine from a wounded or from a sacred divine place, because there is a distinction. Thank you so much, Teresa, Jacqueline, Chantel, Zakia. And so when we use these energies for more of a holy place, then we easily can vibrate higher to attract that what we want in our life. And also, especially being in our masculine where we're taking inspired action, it's effortless. There's not a resistance there or feeling like we have to. Just like how we're flowing in this community and conversation together.
Joi,
Yes.
are you feeling like seeing where the participants are? Maybe someone has an example of what you're sharing?
Absolutely. I would definitely love to hear from the people in the Facebook group as well. You are here, your energy is here. So I would love somebody's thoughts read off from the Facebook chat if possible. But I would love to have the community come in and, give us an example of when you felt either way, where you were harnessing the sacredness of those energies or where it was coming from a place of, trauma or wounded place.
So I'll share from Facebook that Kaisha Coachman says that she put a 1 in the chat and she says, I have come into my feminine energy within the last week.
Yes, I love it. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to speak?
I would love for Cheryl, invite Kaisha in here. I want the juice. Okay.
Yeah, I just asked her if she wanted to say more about that.
Okay, Afriye, are you able to share with us? Aaliyah?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just thankful for the conversation. I did hear about a couple of years ago about the left side versus the right side. And what was interesting is, just quick share, when my mom passed away, I noticed for a couple of years that a lot of my ailments were on my left side. So if I had a clogged nose, or if I had a headache, or if I had back pain, it was on my left side. And I just associated that to like kind of grieving for my mom, who had like a very strong energy, feminine energy, and I'm complete.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah, for speaking to that. That just popped a wonderful thought in my head really quickly. Since I work with men a lot, I've often found that a lot of their tension and stress that they're holding, it's more on the left side. And that's always an indication to me that their masculine energy is very dominant. And so they're not dropping into their feminine enough throughout the day or throughout their experience. And so I give them homework around how to embody the sacred feminine, really allowing themselves to receive, or some self-love practices and taking care of themselves. So thank you so much for sharing that, because when stagnant energy pops up like that, it is an indication, and you really want to pay attention to what side it's on, because maybe your feminine or your masculine is trying to ask for some support so it can express itself. Keisha, please share. Kaisha, sorry.
It's okay.
Kaisha,
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was compelled to agree with you when you said people pleasing, tapping into your feminine energy due to people pleasing. I have to decline an invitation to join a committee. I was invited to join the city council in my town, and I was very flattered, and I was really trying to figure out how I could fit that in my life. But I was only going to join because I was asked to join, not because I never really paid attention to city issues. I'm more of a school board type of person. I pay attention to those issues, and I'm already on committees for the school board. Anyway, I haven't called the guy who invited me, but I had to make a hard decision to say no, because I'm tapping into those lessons that we've learned on Woo about saying no and not monopolizing 100% of our time doing things that don't really serve us. I can serve the community in other ways, but when you said people pleasing, I was going to do it just because I was asked to, because he was so flamboyant with his ask. He was like, "You're great, you're intelligent. I love the way you ran for school board. You did well, and I think you'll be a good fit for the city council." And I was like, "Me? Okay." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can do it." But he said it's two Tuesdays a month for 1 to 4 hours. I can't do that. I'll really be away from my kid. This will a lot so anyway, my point is just when you said we tap into our feminine side to people please, and it comes from trauma and all. Yeah, I highly agree, especially in my situation. And I'm complete.
Such a juicy conversation. Thank you so much, Kaisha. You handle that like a goddess, right? And that's when we source that goddess energy. It's okay to say no, especially when it's not in alignment with our purpose, our vision at that time. And that can always change. But right now, if you were feeling in your body that you are a no to that, you handle that like a queen. It's more an integrity for you to say no, as opposed to people pleasing and saying yes just because someone asked. That's an excellent example of you grounding yourself in your sacred feminine and being like okay with speaking that. And that's one thing about the feminine, like it really needs to be expressed through voice, especially women, when we are identified with our core energy, which can be the sacred feminine, or if you identify as a woman, it's very important for us to use our voice, because the people pleasing and the dimming of the voice comes from that wounded space. Cheryl, anybody else from Facebook?
No, that's it so far.
Okay. And I love that people in the chat, Kaisha, are showing you so much love for coming in here and sharing your experience. Tracy Ann, thank you so much. I can definitely clarify that. So it may be injuries, but I like to, if you have any, I would define it as like stagnant energy. So if you're experiencing any tension in your body, like a contraction, like something feels like tight or like it's squeezing, or like you are very aware that you're holding stress somewhere and it's manifesting in your body on your left side, that can be an implication that your feminine energy is suppressed and maybe possibly wants to express itself. It's dormant, right? So it's manifesting as like, please pay attention to me. And if it's on the right side, that can be the masculine energy speaking to you, where it is suppressed, or it could be like overdeveloped, overworked, overused. And that's how it can manifest in the body. Because I opened this conversation saying, from a yogic point of view, we learn, I'm a certified yoga instructor as well, we learn the energy channels that these energies run through. The feminine is on the left, the masculine is on the right. So thank you so much for asking that clarification.
All right, and just so that Facebook can be clear what you were answering, and I think you did, I think it became clear in the way that you answered the question. The question was from Tracy Ann, can you clarify if you're having injuries on your right side and you're a female, what could that mean? Teresa has a question in the chat. She says, how do you begin healing when different sicknesses has affected your left side?
That's a really great question. All right. Well, I would say tune into where it is happening in your body, right? But on your left side, if you would like to get curious first about if you are harnessing your feminine energy. And one way that you can tune into that is, are you in alignment with speaking your truth and your voice? Like Aisha said, when someone asks you or invite you somewhere, are you a full body yes to it and speak that and answer that? Or are you a full body no and no? One thing, are you nurturing yourself? Are you dropping in your feminine with being a nurturer and self-love to yourself? Are you giving yourself that time? And it may have to do with something deeper, like getting a massage or self-massaging yourself, or taking a bath with essential oils and rose petals, doing something very gentle, very nurturing for yourself. Maybe it has to go deeper with maybe possibly some acupuncture, something where a practitioner or someone that can guide you and help you. One way to also balance that energy, both the feminine and masculine, is a yoga practice, and it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. If it's something where you can't move your body a lot, you can do like chair yoga. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. But if you want to further the conversation, you can always email me if you need, if you want guidance or direction or support.
Joy, I'm noticing in the chat that 3 women shared that they are having issues on their left side, and I find that really curious. They don't know what it means, so there's a general question. And also Robin has her hand up.
Yes, I see that. Okay, so first I'll go to Robin, and then I will address the 3 women in the chat. Thank you. Robin, would you like to speak?
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate this conversation. Thank you. I always talk about the left and the right side. What I learned about myself is when my left side is ailing in any kind of way, it may also be that I'm not listening to the messages that I'm receiving. It's the receiving side, but also the receiving side for spirit, and the way we receive the messages, the way God wants me to move. And when I am not in alignment with what I'm hearing, and even those gut those gut feelings, my intuition, not honoring what my intuition is telling me, not going with just not in alignment with what I'm feeling and what I'm guided to do. That's when my left side ails. And when I'm doing too much and trying to do too many things on my own, my right side usually ails. So when I feel that, I'm usually like, okay, it's time to slow down. It's so funny because it even happens with my car. My car is one of the main what do I want to call it? It's one of the main tools that spirit uses to speak to me. So right now, my right rear light is out, and I'm sitting with what it is for me, but it's definitely me doing too much. I had to slow down. I chose to slow down because I had not been allowing myself to catch up with the messages and the feelings that I had, and especially because I was saying yes too many times, which was a no to me. And yeah, and I just appreciate this conversation. So I wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin, for making that distinction out of your own life. And I hope that the three women that mentioned issues with their left side right now of their bodies really heard her, because it's all about listening, right? And when we have issues that manifest in the body or injuries, I always tell clients that is an opportunity for you to transform. And there's some wisdom and knowledge waiting for you on the other side. So first, ladies, you want to drop in and listen, right? So now you know, okay, the left side of my body is out of integrity right now, and it feels out of balance. How can I bring that back into harmony? So you want to ask yourself, I know we're about to wrap up, so I'm going to go into, actually, I have some homework for you all. So if you have a pen and paper near, grab that. And I'll give you some homework right now that I feel would support you all right now, especially since this is coming up in people's bodies. So this is very divine. One, I suggest journaling about it, being in inquiry about it, really being honest with yourself, what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what's coming up, because now you're allowing the download to come in. And like Robin said, listening to source, listening to intuition to really be more, get clear on what might be going on. Like she said, the feminine side might be breaking down and you're not allowing yourself to receive messages, receive love, receive support, receive from your family, friends, and coworkers, or just receive from yourself, or like Robin said, receive from spirit. So that can be an indication that you have quieted your feminine energy. Or maybe it's overly dominant, where it's coming from that wounded place where you're people pleasing. You're saying yes to so many things that it's starting to burn out your feminine energy. You may be feeling very apologetic for being you, or over explaining yourself. Notice this. This is coming from more of the wounded feminine, right? So notice where you're at with that and journal on it, right? Because that may be able to release something as well. And then get into your body, do something that's nurturing for you, whether that's dancing, whether that's putting on some lingerie dancing, whether that's looking at yourself full body, naked, your beautiful self, saying affirmations, you're beautiful, I love you, et cetera, taking a magnesium bath. I know someone put that in the chat, maybe even putting some rose petals or essential oils in there. And if it's on the right side, again, listen to that. Are you overly rigid? Are you trying to control? Are you trying to force and make things happen and going against the divine flow of it, not trusting, not letting people support you, wanting to always control? That's how you know you're masculine, wanting to manipulate, dominate, being demanding, overpowering, overdoing it, right? That's coming from the ego, the wounded masculine. So ask yourself, are you in that energy? Or is your masculine being quieted? Like, are you being passive? Usually women, we aren't attracted to passive men because we know we can walk all over them, right? There's the loss of respect is there. So notice if that's happening, and then get grounded, meditate, feel your energy, go out in nature, take off your shoes, really ground yourself, hug a tree, learn to lead from a place from the heart space, put some crystals on your heart. Maybe do some things to open up your chest. I do a lot of things with men to open up their pectoral muscles because that can contract the energy in the heart. So do some back bends, right? Open up your chest. So that's the homework. Really journal on that if you're experiencing it right now in your body, and then do something to let you harness the holy place, the conscious place of that energy, whether it's dormant or over dominating. If it's over dominating, invest in the opposite energy. If it's dormant, invest in that energy. Does that make sense?
I think it does, and we can hear from the community in the chat. I'm going to read some of the chat that's been put here. And Mika from Facebook, she says, at a point when I was dealing with upsets in an intimate relationship, both shoulders were killing me all the time. One day it could be the left, another day could be the right. I've left that relationship and my shoulders have stopped hurting. If it shows up now, anytime I don't speak up. It shows up when she doesn't speak up. And so from Facebook again, Kathleen says, I'm not in alignment and not always living from a place of being in with my own voice. And Mika shares, I danced to soul Christmas music yesterday. And Robin says, I've learned to ask myself, what am I presenting not to know? What am I pretending not to know? When I have ailments on the left side and I slow down to see what I'm doing when my right side has ailments. When I'm in human doing mode, my right side has breakdowns, and when I'm not consciously honoring high vibration ways of being, my left side has breakdowns.
Such juicy shares. Thank you so much for really speaking to what I just said, all of those examples, solutions and the issues, right? Tangible experiences. Thank you so much.
There's more. I was scrolling to see, because there's acknowledgements. I think when you asked the question, do you understand? And I think that people were responding to that. So I was skipping over that, but that's important for you to know. And Inez says, was there something said about tightness on the right side, liver or hips? And I have a couple of more comments.
Thank you, Inez. I am going to wrap it up. However, I would like to address this. Yes, I talked about contraction and tightness on the right side. So you want to check in with yourself. The homework is to journal and check in with yourself around this issue and ask yourself, are you being overly dominant in your masculine? Or is your masculine dormant? Like, are you not taking action on the things you get to get done in life and have come to fruition? For example, that's you're not being in your masculine and being overpowering in your masculine, being overly rigid, being overly independent, not accepting support. So journal on that. And liver, I know in Chinese medicine in Chinese medicine, they say when you have issues in your liver, it can deal with like anger or resentment, and it shows up in the liver. So you want to check in with that. If you have any leftover anger or resentment from directing it to yourself or from something else. And the hips is where women, we hold a lot of our emotions and stress. So you want to get those hips open. I do want to wrap it up, just to respect everyone's time. Just know that part 2 is coming next Wednesday. So we're going to speak more to this around relationship and how it shows up in relationship with others. We really focused on relationship with ourselves and harmonizing these. You want to make sure you're able to flow into each of these energies throughout your day in harmony, right? Nothing should be stagnant. And you should be able to know when you need to use and step into your masculine and feminine from a holy, sacred, conscious place. I hope that this has created some support for you. I'm here. I'm complete, but I know they're going to put my contact information up too. So
Yes.
if you have any other questions, yeah.
Before I do that, and unless you need to leave because of your time, I do want to ask Brandon if he has something to share from the male perspective. Brandon, is there any possibility you can come on?
Yes, good morning, sorry. I think that it's also important to, I think what was the last thing that you talked about in terms of our emotions. I think it's important for us to be able to check in where our emotions are as it pertains to our bodies. Because those emotions also get stored in our organs. And from a masculine perspective, usually we're not trained to, or at least conditioned to, I guess that's a word I could use for now, to even be aware of those emotions or be aware of those, what we're feeling in those moments. So I think being able to have a sensitivity or an awareness to that is so important as we begin this journey of wholeness and completeness. So thank you for this space.
Thank you so much, Brandon, because I know there's not a lot of men here today, but thank you. I'm happy that Brandon and Adam got to share in this conversation from their experience of identifying as a man and a masculine walking this earth. And I love that Brandon touched on being able to check in with our emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. It's supposed to be in motion. So he said something great about the mind and the body. Like I always tell clients, we're like plants. Everything is interconnected. It's not separated, just like we're here communing with each other and we're not separated from each other, even when we get off of the Zoom. In a higher dimension, we are connected through energy. And so you definitely want to make sure that you feel in alignment with your decisions, your mind, your spirit, and what your body is experiencing. And this is why harnessing these energies is so important and checking in with the emotions around them and what you're feeling. Yes, like Jacqueline said, to detox and the process of them so that they can surface, so that you can realign yourself and harmonize yourself, mind and body. So if you always remember that, think of yourself like a plant, one affects the other. And that is why I do the work that I do, like Brandon said, because sometimes men can be all up here and they're not able to round into their body. So we do a lot of embodiment practices for them to process and feel through their body. And it's okay. This is an additive to your masculinity. And I'm complete.
Okay, one more share from Adam, another man, and that will be Adam. As a man, I feel discouraged at times to deal with most people, especially women. Who is the only space that welcomes me open arm?
I hear you. I hear you.
So it is 7:40. Afriye, I called on her earlier. She has her hand up now. What do you want to do?
Yes. Let's do it.
And then this will be our last share. Wait, where did she go?
So can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to thank you. And what you just said about men dropping low, I know I have to drop from my head space into my heart space because I'm so very heady that it's not working out very well. It is definitely not working out very well. And I can honestly say that. And then with the male energy, there are parts of me that are so controlling. It has to look this way. If it doesn't look this way, it may look that way. So I'm so happy to be in the space and the place to shout myself out, to explain myself, because it's important, as they say on Wu, and I'm paraphrasing, like just to put me out there, because once I do that, I'll grow, I'll expand. And this is a different space because it's not too much that I share. So thank you for this conversation, and I'm really looking forward to Wednesday.
Thank you so much. How do you pronounce your name?
Afriye.
Afriye. Such a goddess name. Thank you so much, Afriye. I'm about to be in tears because I feel you so much. And I used to be there really because I've had so much trauma around my dad not being there when my mom and dad got divorced. So I made a contract with myself, a man will never disappoint me again. And I got so independent that my masculine was overpowering. And I definitely feel that in this space, being a woman of color, we can definitely put on that cloak easily because there's so much we're going up against, right? So thank you so much for sharing that. We're going deeper into this conversation next week about how this shows up in the relationships and how to start to heal this. Because like when you said, when we're in polarity and two polarities are going at each other, where like somebody's in a relationship and the masculine energy is so overpowering, right? It's not gonna work. There's gonna be a lot of resistance and conflict because both of you all wanna control, right? So we're really gonna go deeper into that conversation next week around being in relation with others in this energy so we can really start to heal that, especially in the community of color. I know that we're up against that a lot because we've been through so much as far as like what we're carrying from our ancestors. So thank you so much for showing yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joy. So like 5 people joined within the last 5 minutes. I want to say that Joy will be back on Wednesday. So this is a 30-minute session. On Wednesday, we'll be doing another 30-minute session. It's okay that we run over, but we want to come to an end. It is now 7:43. So check back in with us, folks, and I'm going to share the closing slides. Joy, you can talk about your special laws.
Absolutely. So I'm actually so excited that Adam brought this up, right? Because this just drives it home about why I'm such a stand for men, and especially in the entrepreneur business space, because a lot of men feel like you, Adam. So my offer is a complimentary 45-minute coaching session for if you are a woman in this community, for a man in your life. This could be a great gift for them, right? Or any men attending here. a session, you can schedule this and get a complimentary 45-minute coaching call so I can allow myself to give deeper and more expansively in this community. The offer is good until December 29th. All you have to do is use this Calendly link. It will pop up. You'll see my availability. You schedule it in and just answer 4 short questions. The 4th question, it's going to ask who referred you. You put in this referral code just so that to help me keep track of what's coming in through this offering, right? You're not buying anything. So make sure you put in the referral, and ladies, tell us a beautiful man in your life if they want to, you know, drop in and get this coaching, that they use that referral code. And you know, I'm complete. This is going, and I'm offering this until basically the end of this month. I think this is a great time to be in this conversation coming into the new year. I can drop that in the chat as well.
Oh no, Cheryl, Cheryl will do that.
Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. So please cash in, please tell a man in your life, offer this to him or invite him on for next week so that maybe he can have a deeper understanding of what, you know, who I am and what I do. You know, some men can be apprehensive if they don't really understand like what's going on. And this is how to get in touch with me. So I would like to add for the women here, the first woman who does and completes their homework, please email me. I have something special for you. Who completes the homework, tell me what they did and also what came up for you. Please email me here. I have a surprise for the first woman that completes the homework. And please come back tomorrow because we have a powerful king in the virtual space. Thursday, tomorrow, December 2nd, Rise and Shine, Give the World a Gift, facilitated by our own Brandon Smith, who spoke here today and shared. So please come back tomorrow because he's bringing that fire in this conversation.
Awesome. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you so much.
I suspect, you're welcome. I suspect there's new members out there. This excites me. If you're new, please drop it in the chat that you're new. Family, if you think that there's new members, you call them out. Don't let them hide, okay? And I'm talking about new members in Zoom and new members in Facebook. Please show yourselves and receive the welcome and then come back. So we are here 5 days a week on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, our long days, 7 to 8:30. And on Monday and Wednesdays, our short days, 7 to 7:30. Always Zooming live and always streaming live on Facebook. If you want to have text alerts to wake you up in the morning to say, hey, get open here, then you could do this right now. Open up a fresh text, type in 74121 in the 2 section, like that's the telephone number. And then in the comment section, you will type Woo Nation and press send. And you will be in our automated text messaging system. We have swag. You can get yours today. bit.ly/Woo Swag. We have masks and t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs and thermoses and different colors. So jump on the site, see what you like and get something for yourself. Also makes great gifts. This is the holiday season. We might be thinking, oh gee, what to get somebody. Just imagine somebody receiving a mask or a mug and they're like, well, what is this? Great opportunity for a conversation or invitation. Stay in touch. You want to register every week, bit.ly/wake up movement. When you register, you get on the email list and you will receive weekly updates as to who's speaking, what they're speaking about. You also get the Zoom link. You might have been, if you're new, you might have been given the Zoom link, but we want to really get in the email list so that you can be in the know and receive the information. We have 2 Facebook pages. One is private, one is public. So the private group is where we started out, and all of our history is in there. So you can go for the playbacks there. You would need to join if you're not a member. You want to join. And if you, and then we also have a public page. So the public page is a page that you need to go to and like. So the addresses of the private page is bit.ly/Woo community. And the address of the public page is bit.ly/Woo Nation, and the Woo Nation is uppercase. We are on Instagram and YouTube, and we also have an email address. So info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. If you have anything to share with us, please drop that email for us. At this point, I'm going to do a love shower. Give Joy the love shower. Great presentation, Joy. First timer. Great job.
Good morning. Thank you. That was a great
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister
Much.
Joy.
feminine in the masculine.
This was a great exercise.
Looking
I
forward
want
to next
everyone
time.
to, move forward,
everyone.
powerful,
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
be creative.
Everything done. Thank you.
Have a beautiful day.
Everyone have
Yeah.
a great week. Bye-bye. Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Joy. Great,
Boy.
great conversation. Thank you.
Bye, Yuri.
Love you all.
We got joy.
Thank you. Happy.
Thank you. That make a song.
Back to you.
Peace and blessings.